What's up, guys? UFC 285 just wrapped, and what a night it was from Las Vegas. Jon Jones is the heavyweight champion of the world. And Jon Jones is not only the heavyweight champion of the world, Jon Jones is the heavyweight champion of the world in a way that not many expected. You know, all week, Jon Jones spoke about how easy this fight could be, and nobody wanted to believe it. I know I did. I thought he was in for it, to the point that at the fighter meeting, when Jon Jones was on the phone, I said, hey, I got one question for you. I said, you speak about fear. You said you needed that. Does Ciryl Gane present that fear? And he had an answer that still, once again, was almost dismissive of Ciryl Gane. And I didn't understand it because I figured he was chasing challenges to elevate himself to the next level. Well, he goes out there and dominates in a way that tells me that everything he said he believed from the very start, and he just did it. Jones doesn't look like the same guy in the octagon. He's a tad bit slower. His movements aren't as quick and dynamic, but that's what you expect for a guy that puts on that much weight. But when he went out there, he seemed to be having a good time. Ciryl Gane was a bit nervous. He was hesitant, and that's one thing that you cannot be against a fighter the caliber of Jon Jones. Jones takes him down. Rogan and I are looking through the octagon, trying to see what submission he had. It was very reminiscent of the high elbow guillotine he got Lyoto Machida with. But Ciryl was on his butt. He must generate a ton of pressure on the neck because Gane tapped, and it was almost like, well, what did he tap to? Once they spun the camera and we could see the lock, you could see how Ciryl Gane would have tapped to that submission. So Jones once again does something that he said was a bit of an eventuality and becomes the heavyweight champion by submitting Ciryl Gane. What makes it more impressive is that Francis Ngannou won by decision. Nobody has done to Ciryl Gane what we saw done to him tonight. But I would imagine that in Jones's return, he'll have a much steeper challenge, as he will be challenged by Stipe Miocic at International Fight Week for the heavyweight championship of the world. And I will get into that matchup a little later as we get closer between two guys that I've shared the octagon with for combined, 30, 50, 65, almost 100 minutes in the octagon between those two guys that will fight for the belt in July. But once again, hats off to Jon Jones for doing something he said he was going to do by winning the fight, but not only winning the fight impressively. Co-main event. Alexa Grosso beat Valentina Shevchenko. Valentina Shevchenko struggled in her last fight. We thought it was an outlier of a performance and everything would go back to normal. That wasn't the case. Alexa Grasso, she was an afterthought. She honestly was getting treated in the same way that people treated Ciryl Gane. They did not expect her to present much of a challenge to Valentina Shevchenko, to the point that people thought Valentina picked her for that reason. Valentina didn't pick Taila Santos for an immediate rematch because she knew what Taila Santos presented, but figured she would get through Alexa Grasso easy. Very early, that was proven not to be true. Alexa landed some great strikes on the feet, then caused Valentina to start wrestling her. She struggled in the takedown defense. And if she's going to extend this title reign, she will have to shore that up. But she was taken down multiple times, but continued to fight. Every time she got to her feet, she did a great job of landing on Shevchenko, to the point that Valentina started to make mistakes. I'm going to be honest with you. I never thought I would see Valentina Shevchenko making consistent mistakes. She made mistakes in the last fight against Taila, trying to score takedowns and rushing them, and she made mistakes tonight. Ultimately, the biggest mistake was trying that spinning back kick from in close. The last person I remember doing that was Chris Weidman, trying an ill-advised spin kick against Luke Rockhold, got himself taken down and beaten up, which ultimately led to Luke becoming the champion. Same thing tonight. When Grosso saw that spinning kick, which she said she trained for, she jumped on her back like nothing I've ever seen before, and she went crazy trying to chase the finish. Grosso took her back and started to squeeze. And as Rogan pointed out, guys, she squeezed so much that she squeezed the color out of Valentina Shevchenko's face. She was beat white under where her arm was and red everywhere else. She didn't have it under the chin, but she got enough pressure going forward into the jawline that it made a woman that had held that belt essentially from its inception tap instead of just going out. That's painful. That's like when Habib had Conor in that neck crank where Conor had to tap. It's hard to tap out to a submission, guys. You generally want to just go to sleep. Alexa Grosso did that. Now, she's the third Mexican champion in the UFC right now. Can you believe that that country has now... It's a country of fighters. They have now 3 champions. So I would imagine by tomorrow there will be another mural in Mexico. This one of Alexa Grosso, the first female to win a UFC championship from that great fighting country. She said she would win. She got it done, and she should be very proud. Her and her uncle as her coach, her entire country will be proud of Alexa Grosso. Shavkat Rakhmonov is the real deal. He put it on Jeff Neal. Now, Jeff Neal had moments and spots, but it was never really competitive. It was an eventuality that Shavkat would get the job done, and that's exactly what he did, winning that fight by submission late in the fight, but he broke Jeff Neal down. We see a lot of guys that miss weight win the fight. Shavkat made sure that that did not happen to him, dominating that fight and winning. Now he's 17-0 with 17 finishes. This guy is as good as they come. Nickal made his UFC debut today. Hey, a lot of pressure was put on this kid. He lived up to it, if not exceeded the pressure and the expectation by going out and doing what he did to Jamie Pickett. Rogan made one quick comment, though. He goes, the problem with the expectation is your next opponents have to jump very quickly. Nickal's only been fighting for a short period of time. So I wonder how slow he's going to get to play his ascent up the rankings. Cody Garbrandt got back in the win column. Jalen Turner got beat by Mateusz Gamrot. Look, when you start to make your way to the top of a division, you are going to run into wrestlers. Mateusz Gamrot proved to be a little bit too much for Jalen Turner and ultimately got decision. But overall, it was a great night. And guys, this night, from the celebrities to the fans to the energy in the arena, showed the return of a guy that so many consider the greatest of all time. In my group with Ryan Clark and the rest of the group at ESPN, everybody's saying it's undeniable. It's very difficult to deny the greatness of Jon Jones after becoming the heavyweight champion tonight. It was a phenomenal performance. It was a phenomenal performance by Jones. Hats off to the new champion at flyweight, Alexa Grasso, and everyone else that got their hand raised tonight from Las Vegas. I've missed this. I've only called one fight this year, but I have missed being in the arena with the energy in the crowd, calling fights with my friends, and then doing these recaps for you guys. It's been amazing tonight, and it's going to be great when we get to London, England in a couple weeks. So strap in, because we got Usman versus Edwards 3 coming up in a little bit, and Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev. That one's going to be sick. Until next time, guys, like, subscribe, and tell your friend that DC has a YouTube channel. And also go to the Volume Sports, hit a like and subscribe on their channels too. From Las Vegas, peace.